And good morning, millennials. How is everybody doing? Today is June 16th, 2025. Current time is 11 a.m. Eastern Standard. Current temperature is 70 degrees. That is if you're in Northeast Ohio. Welcome and good morning, millennials. How are we doing? Hopefully, everybody is having a wonderful Monday morning. Sorry, I thought this was up. It's not. There it is. Now it's there. Now you can see. As you can tell, on today's episode, we're going over those nostalgic toys. Grab your coffee, sit back, and relax. What's up, Lucas? How you doing? For some reason, TikTok made me re-request my desktop live access. So if you are watching on TikTok, you won't be able to see the full experience, but you'll see me, you'll see the TV in the background, and you'll get to hear what we're talking about. If you would like to watch the full thing, we are live also on Twitch and YouTube to where you can see the full screen and exactly what's going on. Grab the camera for a look. Wow. Like that? But yeah, there you go. So, without further ado, I am your host, Matt to the 90s, but you can just call me Matt. So, let's go ahead and jump into this list over at the 92, which is also a cool, they're like a mailing list thing. I get emails from them, and they also have a bunch of stuff from the 90s. If you don't know who they are, check them out. The 92. I appreciate the likes and stuff over on TikTok as well. Thank you guys, and good morning. Jumping into it, we're going over the best 100. This is part one. I'm not going to go through all 100 toys today because that would take probably entirely too long. So, number 100, we have Tamagotchis, of course. I mean, it's the little pet that you try to keep alive, the little 5 to 20 pixels that were on the screen. Definitely a very nostalgic toy. Remember playing with it a lot. But again, not even sure what a Tamagotchi really is, other than, like I said, a little digital pet thing. I would try to keep alive and probably failed. 99 on this list is a barrel of monkeys. Uh, you bunch of little plastic monkeys that you try to put into the barrel. I think you started with one. I don't remember the whole concept of the game, so if I'm wrong, please correct me. But it is just a bunch of like plastic monkeys with hooks, and you try to take one, and then whoever hooked the most monkeys won. I believe. I think. I'm not sure. I honestly don't remember 100%. I do just remember being a kid playing with them. Welcome in everybody on TikTok. Thank you all for joining, and good morning. Number 98, the Nerf Vortex football. The football that was slightly annoying as it whistled through the air. The Howler, I guess it's called. But I mean, just a classic staple of the 90s. Nerf football. What's it say? Yeah, you can hear him coming from a mile away, definitely. That whistle was unforgettable. And I'm just gonna try to hurry up. This is a list of 100, so we'll try to get through maybe half today for part one and maybe half for part two. Thank you all for the likes, appreciate it. 98 is the Game Boy Color. I mean, video games from the 90s are just a nostalgic staple that who could forget. I actually had, well, actually, I don't have a Game Boy Color. I have an original. That OG Game Boy. Let's see, show it on both. Here you go. I do. Over here. Here it is. I do still have the OG Game Boy, along with a bunch of other retro video game stuff that you can see in the background, obviously. So, Let's see. Moving on. 96 on the list is the Chinese finger trap. I'm not even sure what kind of stupid toy this. This was. I mean, the invention was nice. The um, I don't know, like just the anxiety of being trapped on your fingers and stuff. I don't know. I wasn't a huge fan. Definitely something that got destroyed pretty quickly. Whenever you went to like pull it apart, it kind of just ripped because you freaked out, or I freaked out anyways, and just ripped them apart and tore them like they were just not my favorite. 95 on the list is the water ring toss. I don't think I ever personally had one of these, but I do remember playing with these things in like the doctor's office or the dentist office or whatever. Definitely had these kind of toys with the little, along with the little like ball things that you moved along the little tracks and whatnot. Do you have any original Dooms? I don't think so. I think the only original Doom was for PS1, but I think, and then I don't know if they made any other Dooms on. Did they make Dooms on consoles? I specifically just remember Doom from like PC game Dooms. But I do believe Doom 1 was on PS1. Number 4, I mean, this is a classic with the whoopee cushion. I mean, farts are still funny. Not gonna lie, farts are still funny. But I mean, it's a classic. The old rubber. I mean, I do remember like the first time you blow them up, you got like a mouthful like baby powder or something. And we hope was some kind of like powder. Mouse trap. I actually think we still have. Well, not the obviously not the one from the '90s, but I think we do have the game Mousetrap, like the newer version of it. I did have it as a kid. I remember. I mean, I remember some of it. I think it was more of like just setting off the traps was more fun than actually playing the game itself. I'm sure as most of you would agree. But Mousetrap on number 93, 92. The Razor scooter. We have one out in the garage. If you want to talk about a shin busting, oh man, this this thing was the Shin Buster 3000. But I mean, I still have fun. Scooters were always a good time. I was just I don't remember who I was telling the other day. Like growing up as a kid, I pretty much got the basics of every kind of like scooter, BMX, uh, rollerblading. I wasn't too much into skateboarding, but I got kind of like the basics of everything, which is also pretty cool. Welcome in over on TikTok. Sorry, guys, the live looks a little different. Again, you can see the full thing over on Twitch and YouTube. So number 91, Etch a Sketch. Again, I don't think I ever had an Etch a Sketch personally myself, but I do remember playing with them. Again, this was more like a doctor's office toy for me, not something that I was really entertained with or even enjoyed too much. I wasn't too good at the old Etch a Sketch there. One for the girls here, Polly Pocket. Not not a toy that I personally played with. I remember the commercials and stuff, and maybe uh, I don't know, maybe some friends, sisters or something might have had them. I vaguely remember just the little pieces, the little like they look like little makeup bag or like I don't even know what they're called. Little makeup things with the pads or whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. Girls out there, you got that. Number 89, the classic Super Soakers. I mean, to this day, who wouldn't like to play with Super Soakers? I remember I had. It was almost like the one on screen, but it was like a big white Super Soaker. Um, and it had like this huge green tank on the top of it. Man, do they still? Do they still? I mean, I would only imagine that Super Soakers are still around to this day. Why would they not be? Um, but again, a great outside toy there. All right, this list just goes over like really generally anything. Mario Kart 64. I got that too. I have the N64. You can see it. Let's see if I can move my finger correctly. Here, there it is. That is the N64. And I do have Mario Kart 64. I mean, it's just a classic, awesome game. Even the new Switch 2 that just came out, was it, Mario Kart World? I've watched people play that. It looks pretty awesome. Yeah. Stretch Armstrong. I did have one of these. I don't know. Mine looked a little different than this guy, I think. Um, but Stretch Armstrong it's always like, I don't know, one of those weird toys. It was, I mean, pretty much, what was it, like, full of like, I don't even know. I wouldn't, man, it was almost like a liquidly Play-Doh stuff. Damn guy would stretch for miles, couldn't break him. Well, not that you couldn't break him, definitely could, probably have. 86 Tickle Me Elmo. So I remember Tickle Me Elmo had like a huge blow up or something like that when it first came out. I remember my grandma, I believe, got me a Tickle Me Elmo. It might still actually be in my mom and dad's attic. I'm not sure. But I remember we were at, I think it was Toys R Us, or I think, and I was with my mom and grandma at the time, and they were trying to be sneaky and buy, I don't know if it was Christmas presents for me or birthday presents or something like that. And they had the Tickle Me Elmo under like my mom's coat or my grandma's coat or something. I remember sitting in the cart and like lifting it up and seeing it. I mean, vaguely, barely remember, but I do remember that specifically I kind of destroyed my Tickle Me Elmo because I tried to brush his teeth, uh, which inevitably it didn't work out. The last time I seen the Tickle Me Elmo, his mouth was like stained with toothpaste. I'm sure it'd be a pretty easy clean, and I don't even know if they're still worth anything to this day. But I do remember when they first came out, they were like a hot commodity that nobody could get, and I had one. Thanks for the likes over on TikTok. I see you guys. Appreciate you all very much. Thank you, and for the follow. Thank you guys very much over on TikTok. I know the screen may look a little different. If you're just joining in, TikTok was being silly and wouldn't let me stream from my desktop. So I'm over on Twitch. I'm over on YouTube. You can see the full thing. I'm going through all the toys where you can actually see them and stuff. But I do appreciate all the likes and all the love over on TikTok. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much, as well as Twitch and YouTube as well. Thank you for all joining in. Number 85, the Yo-Yo, the Yo Mega X Brain. If you didn't have an X Brain Yo-Yo, did you even Yo-Yo, bro? Or what was the other one? There was the Butterfly. I don't know. The Yo-Yo craze was pretty crazy back then, and I think it might still be. I remember like the X Brain like lit up, walk the dog. I mean, I wish I still had a Yo-Yo because I could probably still like shoot the moon and stuff like. Oh man, the memories and the nostalgia is coming back from the yo-yos. Absolutely love that. Number 85 on the list. 84 koosh balls. These are just like the little rubber band ball things. I don't know. My kids still kind of get these or had them at one point in time. I don't exactly remember. I appreciate you guys over on TikTok. Thank you all very, very much. Yeah, so I mean, koosh balls, I don't know. That's like one of those kind of like junk toy things. Got it for like probably like a quarter, 50 cents back then, maybe $1. All right, here's another one, 83, the Sky Dancers for the girls out there. I do remember, I don't remember who had one. I don't know if it was one of my cousins or again one of my friends, cousins, sisters, or something. But I remember a Little Mermaid one, and we used to rip that thing. It like full force, try to like pretty much break it, get that thing go 30 feet in the air. Again, it was a pretty cool toy, but nothing that I personally had. Pogs, I actually still have my Pogs. I should have brought these over. I do still have my Pogs at my parents' house, I believe. There's somewhere. I never really got the idea or thought behind the actual game of Pogs because I didn't really know how to play it. But I like to collect them, and they were pretty cool. And I do have some pretty sweet Pogs. I'm gonna have to get those and bring those home, show those off to you guys one day. Welcome everybody on TikTok. Thank you for joining in. All right, 81, the GI Joe toys. I don't think I had. I do remember action figures. I don't know if I had any like actual GI Joes. I remember like Max Payne was one that I had. I know I had like army guys and action figures and stuff like that, but I don't remember exactly which ones, but I mean, action figures in general were just a huge. I mean, in any age group, just growing up, action figures were always sweet to have, especially as a kid in the 90s. Moon shoes. I remember the commercials. I remember like seeing them at like the stores and stuff, but I don't think I ever had a pair of moon shoes. I had like pogo sticks and stuff like that, stilts, but I don't think I've ever had moon shoes. I don't even remember if any of my friends ever had moon shoes, but they definitely were. I mean, would they make you bounce pretty high? Probably not, but just the idea and actually jumping like that would be pretty sweet. All right, 79 Battleship. I mean, a staple board game of the 90s. We still have it here. My youngest son, wife, actually, we're just playing it last week, or not too long ago. Battleship is still a great game to play. Definitely brings back the nostalgic memories. I think I actually have this version of Battleship, or had. I'm not sure. It's pretty cool. I still have a lot of stuff at my mom's. Let's see. Troll dolls. Again, I wasn't really into troll dolls. Not really my thing. I know a lot of people were. A lot of people still are. I do like the new Disney trolls. Is it? Yeah, it is Disney, right? I don't know if trolls are Disney or not, but yeah, I do like the newest trolls movies and stuff like that. That I was pretty interested. But in the '90s and stuff, not really my thing. How you set up your mic? So actually, the mic that you're seeing, Neil, is this little mic here. Unfortunately, I usually stream straight to TikTok from like my desktop, but for some reason I had to request access again today. So my mic setup is actually just to my phone and then to this little mic here. Does it sound all right? But my mic, my original mic, like the one that you see here, is the Elgato, and it goes to my Manano. Um, I don't know, little broadcast thing here. But I love this Elgato mic. Definitely a heck of a purchase. But the thing that you're hearing is just this little. I don't know. I got this little mic off of TikTok. And moving on, number 77, Skip It. I do remember Skip It. This was. Can I see your audio? Yeah. Hold on one second. You can see it, but it's dusty, so now I have to wipe it off. Now that you called me out, hold on. Hold on. I'm not trying to show off my old dusty thing here. Don't mind me. All right. Well, it's we can't hear you. Oh no. Oh no, the mic wasn't even on. Oh no. How now? Can you hear me now? How now, brown cow? Oh, it's dead. The mic is dead. No way. That's why you can't hear me. Ah. Well, I don't know. Can you hear me now? I guess we'll just have to use that. I didn't even know that. That's so silly. I've been doing this. We've been live for what? How long? 20 minutes and the mic has been dead. Jeez. My bad, guys. Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. The audio box. Uh, why can I not flip my camera? There we go. Please don't mind the dust. It's been a while, but that's what I use. This is usually not turned up that high. That's what I have. Again, don't please don't mind the dust. I have to dust this. It's on my list today. There you go. I can't believe my mic was dead. Thanks for pointing that out. I guess that sucks, but it's all right. Now you guys can kind of hear me. Hopefully, you guys can't hear all the background noise. But anyways, number 77 on the list is all right. Now that you guys can hear me over on TikTok, It is. It does. It actually has the Bluetooth compatibility, so you can actually Bluetooth it, um, which is pretty awesome. Actually, I wonder. All right, that's so silly. I can't believe that was dead this whole time. I don't even know if I have. Now I'm gonna have to go plug this in. Okay, I'm back. Back, right back. All right, now that that mic's plugged in, hopefully it'll charge. But yeah, I definitely shoot. Neil, that's it. Neil, I definitely love my mic setup for sure. All right, Skip It. 77 on the list. Skip It was a fun game, or toy, I guess. I'm not sure. I know it used. I think they have counters on them. Are they? I don't know if the original ones had Skip It counters or if it was everyone. But I do remember. I don't think I ever had a personally had a Skip It myself. But I remember like my cousins and stuff did, and I remember playing with them. If you didn't have socks on, like the plastic itself would like kind of feel like it's cutting your ankle, if I remember correctly. But other than that, I mean, Skip It was a pretty cool toy. My Little Ponies, again, another one for the girls. I don't know much about My Little Ponies. It wasn't really my thing, obviously, but I'm sure they're bringing back some nostalgia for some of those girls out there. Number 75, Guess Who? I remember playing this game. Guess Who was, I mean, I wouldn't say it was like one of my favorite board games to play, but it was definitely a fun game and the nostalgia from it. Just kind of guessing. I mean, I don't know. It was Guess Who? It was just a staple, nostalgic, classic game. Everybody over on TikTok, my mic is dead. If I sound horrible, I'm sorry, but we are live on Twitch and YouTube where you can see the full experience and not the movie that's rewinding behind me. But guess who on number 75? 70 Hungry Hippos. I mean, who doesn't like playing Hungry Hippos? I actually at Dave and Buster's they have like the adult size Hungry Hippos where you can sit on them and actually play, which is pretty fun and a great time. Highly recommend that. Hungry Hippos. Wait, wasn't N64 already on this list? Or was that Mario Kart? I feel like N64 was on this list. Thank you for all the likes and everything over on TikTok. You guys are appreciated. I love you guys. Uh, but I think I don't know if the N64 wasn't on this list and it was before. Let's see if I can get it again. There it is. I actually have one, and I mean I don't really play it any, but I could if I wanted to. The N64 Mario Kart was. I know Mario Kart was for sure on the list. Betty Spaghetti. I don't. I again, this is another girl's voice, so I can't really talk too much on it because I don't know too much about Betty Spaghetti, but I do know that it's from the '90s and it's a toy. So there you go, girls. Betty Spaghetti for you. Stickle bricks. Okay, so I don't. I remember. I think I remember these more in like kindergarten. I think I remember playing with these in like kindergarten, like way as like a little. Again, I was born in '91, so I don't I just the look and like I can almost feel them in my hands. Like just the little rubber plastic, they just stuck together. I mean, it's a pretty cool idea. I don't know if these are still around, but if they're not, they definitely should be. They're definitely I mean, I would still play with them. Not gonna lie. Number 70, air hogs. No way. I forgot all about air hogs. Let's go. This list is nostalgic for me too. I had an air hog. Used to pump them up like a bike pump full of air, and like they were just airplanes, and you would throw them, and they had propellers, like little engine, and it would like just fly. Oh man, I'm gonna have to look that up. I wonder if they still make air hogs. We'll do a channel change for the people on Twitch and YouTube. We'll do a movie change for those on TikTok when that is done rewinding. I appreciate all the likes and all the love on TikTok. You guys are awesome. Much, much, much appreciated. And with that, number 69, the game of life. I think I think I have a version of life. I remember playing this game like with all my cousins were older than me, and I don't think we ever like seriously played. I know you used to have like little cars and you could put the little people in there, have your little family and travel around. I don't really remember too much of the concept of the game of life, but definitely a 90s staple for sure. The giant parachute. I have a YouTube video where I go over like nostalgic stuff from the 90s that we forgot about. And this is actually one of the things on there that I have this parachute. I mean, if you went to elementary school in the 90s, early 2000s, or I don't even know, maybe even till today, the giant parachute was one of my favorite things to do in gym class. I mean, it was everybody gathered around, threw it up, jumped underneath it, held it down, and then you guys sat in like this huge, like air parachute fort thing. It was pretty sweet. All right, number 67, the Playmobil. I don't, I don't, I don't know. I feel like this is a lot older than the 90s, to be honest with you. I don't remember too much of them. I mean, I remember seeing them. I never personally had them. Yeah, they kind of were like Legos, bigger. They kind of put them together. You could just mix and match pieces, I believe. But I don't really remember too much. I think they're still around, aren't they? I don't know. What? Who said something? This is some comments in this live. Oh, I don't know. Thank you, Dylan, for all the likes. I appreciate you very, very much. All right, number 66, the lava lamps. I don't know that I ever had a lava lamp. I think like back in the 90s, like they were like blowing up and catching on fire. So my parents like never really let me have a lava lamp just because I don't know, I don't even really know. It's like a chemical that when you heat it up, it goes blah, 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 blobs all over the lamp. They're actually pretty cool, pretty hip, cool, and down with it. But they aren't, I mean, they would get like super hot. So, I mean, it wasn't anything that you could really play with either, I don't think. But still, it was pretty cool. Hot Wheels. I mean, I was obviously a Hot Wheels collector. Every time we went to the store, I asked for a Hot Wheels car. Back then, I think they were like what 50 cents a dollar, maybe. I don't even know what they are nowadays, but I know a Hot Wheels are still a thing. There's still huge collectors in the Hot Wheels, and I mean, at one point in time, I still had a huge box of Hot Wheels at my parents' house, which may still be there. Not sure. My kids used to play with them as well. 64 is the slip and slide. I mean, if you didn't have a slip and slide, you had a tarp, some dish soap, and some fun. That's for sure. I mean, I had a slip and slide. I remember specifically those stupid plastic pegs that they came with. You didn't like push them all the way in the ground. You would like catch yourself on them. Maybe they've upgraded that design since, but I mean, slip and slide was always a fun favorite summertime toy. Yeah, I guess it's a toy. The Play School flashlight. Okay, so this is some nostalgia here. If I remember, I don't know if I personally had one, but I remember playing with one. It had the little switch on the side where you could switch it from like what was it like a regular light to a blue light to a red light or something like that. I mean, it was just something super nostalgia was the Play School flashlight. The Barbie Power Wheels Jeep. I'm not sure why specifically it's the Barbie's one, but the Power Wheels. I mean, Power Wheels are just awesome. Who doesn't love driving around in Power Wheels? I remember I had a like not a Power Wheel specifically. It was more of a pedal car, but it was plastic, and it was I don't know, it was like an old Studebaker, some kind of old like 1950s car that I would pedal around all the time. It was pretty sweet. No electric engine though, unfortunately for me. Welcome everybody on TikTok. Hopefully you can hear me okay. My mic died, and I didn't know that until like 20 minutes into the stream, and TikTok's being dumb and making me request live access again. So here we are on my phone. But I appreciate everybody over there. Thank you very much for all those likes and everything on TikTok, and everybody on Twitch as well, and everybody on YouTube. All right. Number 61, the Dear Diary. Again, another girl toy. Not really for me. I don't remember. I remember the password diary. I think there was like you could say a password, type password. I'm sure this thing was kind of familiar. Um, I don't remember. Again, I can't talk too much on this because I don't remember too much, but I'm sure there's a few people out there who definitely remember the Dear Diary. Number 60, Silly String. Silly String was definitely a mess, to say the least. Obviously, they still Silly String is still around to today, but it stinks and it's a mess. But it's definitely fun. Always playing some nostalgia around here. All right. Hey, thanks for the rose. Let's go, Dylan. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, kind sir. Thank you. Number 59, Super Simon. Super Simon. I remember Simon Says. I don't. What was Super Simon? Looks like it was more buttons maybe, or was it always called Super Simon? I don't think it was called Super Simon. I'm pretty sure it was just like Simon Says, where you hit the buttons. I think there's only like four, wasn't there? Super Simon must have had six. Pretty awesome. Little Tykes. I don't know why it was specifically the semi truck. I don't. I mean, Little Tykes. I mean, that's just a toy company. That's just a staple from the '90s for sure. A lot of nostalgia with Little Tykes. I mean, I had the little push car thing, the red and yellow. I don't know what it was, like little wagon type thing that you would like run with your feet. Dylan with the 20 roses. Let's go. I'm holding this mic, but you're down here. Thank you, Dylan. Much appreciate all of the love on TikTok. You guys are awesome. Number 57, kids baby all gone. I don't Is this the one where like it had the fake food in the bottle and it actually looked like the baby was eating it and drinking the stuff? Again, I didn't have this. It wasn't, you know, but I think that's the one this one was. I don't know. Is this the one that also pooped itself? Uh, I don't think this was it, but I think the baby all gone was one. It had like some kind of cherries or something, like baby food or something, and on the spoon, and it would like actually eat the food, or you would tip the bottle upside down, it would drink all the milk or whatever was in the bottle. I believe that's what this baby all gone was. Pez dispensers. I mean, I don't even think this wasn't a. I mean, I guess this would be considered a toy. Not sure you do much playing with it. You just kind of put the candy out, and I mean the Pez dispenser. Uh, why is this on toys? This is bubble gum. Big League. They must have started running out of ideas or something. Big League Chew. I don't know. That's bubble gum. It's not even a toy. The play school busy. Okay, so this is the other thing that I was talking about, like at the doctor's offices and stuff. They had like these little I don't know what they are, balls, trains, toys. You just kind of wiggle around from one side or the other. Again, nothing that I personally had, just something that I would play with, like at the doctor's office or dentist office. The Viewmaster. This was awesome. I think they still make these. But I had one. I think I had like a Disney scenes, like cartoons. I can't remember exactly which ones I had personally, but they were pretty cool. Just take these little wheel things and shove it in there, look at the light, and click the thing on the side, and the pictures would change, show you different stuff like scenery. I think I had, yeah, like a nature one. They had tons and tons of these things. They were pretty sweet. Electronic hot shot. I do remember. I don't know if I remember the electronic hot shot or maybe it was electronic. I do remember the hot shot itself. Um, was pretty cool. Look at Dylan going with the roses. Let's go. Thank you, sir. Much love. All right. I mean, it was the basketball game. You put the basketball in the thing, flick the thing. I don't know. I don't remember it being electric. Maybe I didn't have the cool electric one. But I do remember the game Hot Shot itself. Number 51 on the list. Dang, we're almost halfway through this list. We might just get through the whole 100 on here if I hurry up fast enough and quit talking. Let's see. Slobbering Sam. This looks like a board game. I don't remember. Uh, it looks like you feed bones through his mouth and they come out his butt. What? I don't have a clue. Shout out CTRL Duo over on Twitch, TikTok, Instagram. Make sure you check out those cool fella streamers, especially if you like Fork Knife. They're pretty awesome fellows for sure. Check them out. Number 50, Gator Golf. I do remember a Gator Golf. Uh, it was like, so there's like a little gator at the end and it had like a little putt putt thing. You just put it in to the gator, and if it went into his mouth and it hit his tail or whatever, its mouth would shut. I don't know if there's any much more point to that. But it was awesome. I do remember. I don't think I ever had it, but I remember playing it for sure. All right, here we go. Moving on. 49 Spice Girl dolls again. A girl's toy, Barbie, Spice Girl dolls. I mean, I'm sure they were just as popular to the girls as action figures were to guys. Um, but again, I can't speak too much on that because I have absolutely no idea. 48, the Slinky, Slinky, a Slinky. Everybody loves a Slinky. I believe that's how that went. Something along those lines. Um, I mean, you pushed it down the steps and it rolled down the steps. I mean, I'm sure. I know. I've seen people with TikTok where they like do fancy tricks and stuff with Slinkies. I just remember pushing them down the steps. You know, pretty fun, pretty nostalgic. Pretty princess. Again, this is one that the girls are gonna have to speak on for me because I have no idea. I don't think I've ever even seen or heard of this one. But for all the ladies out there, pretty princess number 47 on this list. 46, the game that gave you panic attacks as a kid, Perfection. I think I still have Perfection. I remember playing it not too long ago. Um, but this was definitely the one where you raced it, even though you knew the damn thing was going to pop up and scare the crap out of you. It still scares the crap out of you every time. It doesn't matter if you knew it, if you watched the clock or whatever you were doing, the dang thing would pop up and scare the living crap out of you as a kid. I mean, still to this day it does. We got Magna Doodle. I do remember this actually. Now that I looked at the picture, I do remember because you would take it, the pen, you would doodle, and then they had like a slide bar at the bottom. You would slide it across and then erase your picture, and then you start all over again. Yeah, who needs an etch a sketch when you had Magna Doodle? The lot easier version of etch a sketch, that's for sure. Uh, Tracy Island playset. I don't know what that is. Not a clue. It looks like maybe like some kind of like action figure, maybe car playset or something. Not sure. Um, it says here that it was one of the most expensive toys of the '90s. I'm gonna have to fact check that one because I don't know. Tracy Island playset. If anybody has any idea what that is or any input, just let me know. But I appreciate it. Thanks everybody joining over on TikTok as well. I appreciate every single one of you. Thanks for all the likes, the gifts, follows, and everything. Much love. Number 43 on this list is the Techno Dog. I mean, I had, I don't know if it was this. There was a different one. I don't know if it was called Techno Dog, but there was definitely another robot dog of the 90s. I can't remember. It had a bone. You could put the bone in its mouth. It would hold it or whatever. Um, but I don't remember this one. I'm trying to remember. I don't remember this one particularly. Which, I mean, maybe it was called Techno Dog too. But there was definitely a different version of this, and I might be on this list too. Power Rangers. I mean, Power Rangers just in general, not even the action figures, are awesome. I actually have coming up next on the TV behind me after Cinderella is going to be the Power Rangers movie. I mean, I was the Red Ranger for Halloween one year as a kid. Um, hey, what's up, Camden? Carter, your friend's here. He's waving at you, Camden. You just can't see it. Good morning. Thanks for joining in. So, I mean, the Power Rangers, I could probably sit here and talk a whole episode on Power Rangers. One of my favorites. Definitely loved them as a kid. And, oh, Mr. Bucket on 41. I remember. hmm. I don't remember. I don't. I remember Mr. Bucket. I don't remember exactly how to play Mr. Bucket. Trying to remember. I don't. I think you had the scooper and you put the little ball things in Mr. Bucket's head and the top of it, and he would spit them back out, like spit them out of his mouth, and then you would have to redo it again and keep pretty much just chasing the balls around as he kept spitting them back out as you put them in. I think that was the concept of that game, but I can't 100% remember. All right, before we go over number 40, for those over on TikTok and YouTube, we're going to go ahead and do a channel change. Channel change. Cartoons. There we go. All right. Number 40, gooey alien eggs. I don't. I mean, I remember toys that were like covered in goo and had to open up. I don't know specifically if it was this one or not. Thank you for all the love over on TikTok. You guys are much appreciated. I love you all. Thank you very much. Gooey alien eggs. I can't remember, to be honest with you. I know there was a bunch of gooey stuff. My parents, obviously try to stay away from the messy gooey stuff. Wouldn't let me have it, but I remember some toys covered in slime having to dig them out. Uh, 39. Barbie Dreamhouse. Again, this one's for my ladies out there. I don't know. I mean, I know the Barbie Dreamhouse was a big thing. Like all the, it's definitely if you were into Barbies, you had to have the Dreamhouse. I know it was expensive back then. It probably still is to this day. Again, can't speak on much. I wasn't wasn't into Barbies or anything like that. 38. Talking Barney. I mean, as a kid, born 91, Barney was definitely my thing when I was way younger. I know I had like stuffed animals and stuff. I don't know if I had any like talking Barney toys specifically, but I know I had like stuffed Barney. I know I had those the slippers, the Barney slippers that had like the little half sock thing that came up that was striped and had like Barney's head on the end of it, or um oh, what is it? Thanks for the follow, by the way, over on Twitch. I appreciate that. Where is my whoa, whoa, whoa. Why is that not there? Hey, hey, bring that back. Where is it? Where'd that go? Where is my activity feed? If I've missed anything, I apologize. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you very much. There it is. Hey, fist bump. Let's go. Headstrong with a follow on Twitch. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. All right. Now I have my activity feed up. All right, there we go. Now everything's where it needs to be. Much appreciated. All right, coming in. Number 37, the Nickelodeon Blast Box. I didn't have one of these, but if I had one of these, I would still have it to this day. I think this was like the little Nickelodeon radio. Pretty sweet. Nickelodeon had like a couple things. I remember the blast box. I think there was an alarm clock and a telephone. I wish I had all three of those to this day. That would be awesome. Appreciate all the love. Thank you guys on TikTok as well, Twitch and YouTube. I want to keep thanking every single one of you for your support because I really, really do appreciate it. And number 36, the American Gladiator Assault Cannon. I don't remember any American Gladiator toys specifically, but I do remember watching American Gladiators, which I think not long ago they had like a spin-off. Or no, wait, it was an American Gladiator like documentary about how these gladiators were actually like getting hurt and hurting people and like were on steroids and like I mean it was crazy. If you haven't seen, I don't remember what it was called, but it was some kind of American Gladiator like documentary. If you haven't watched it, I would recommend going to watch it because I mean it's definitely awesome and there's a lot of nostalgic memories in there too. But I don't remember the canon. I don't remember any American Gladiator toys specifically. Let's see, 35 X-Men action figures. Wasn't again. I wasn't really big into like X-Men, DC comics, something like that. I wasn't really huge into superheroes. I mean, I love like Superman, Spider-Man, stuff like that, but it wasn't really superheroes weren't really my thing too much. I was more into just like cartoons and stuff. Dylan over on YouTube, thank you. Welcome. Trying to keep track of everything from everybody. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. If I've missed anything, I do apologize. And just know that you are appreciated. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Number 34, Thomas the Tank Engine. Again, this was like my younger days. I know a lot of people were like really big into Thomas. Uh Thomas the Train wasn't really my thing too much. But I do I do remember Thomas obviously watching Thomas the Tank Engine cartoons and stuff like that, but again, wasn't really my big thing. Talk and Play Zoe. This is a Sesame Street, I think. Yeah, it has to be. I again, I I remember vaguely of me being super little, but I don't remember Zoe specifically, and I don't even know. Maybe it wasn't Sesame Street. I could be wrong, completely wrong on that, but it looks like one. Hulk Hogan action figures, of course. I was into wrestling. Stone Cold Steve Austin is still, in my eyes, the hands down the best wrestler of all time. And you can't change my mind about that, or you can try. But uh, I mean, wrestling in general, it doesn't even have to be. Ooh, excuse me, the Hulk Hogan figure specifically, but just the action figures, wrestling action figures, tons and tons and tons of those things. And I'm sure I had and played with many myself. Pokemon cards. Uh, yep. Hey, Headstrong, what's up? Look at those emotes. Those are some pretty sick emotes, bro. Posture check. Didn't even see it. My bad. Call me out, Headstrong. If I miss something, I got you, man. Catch me slouching. All right. Pokemon cards. I mean, I still collect Pokemon cards. Um, to this day, who doesn't? They're definitely making a huge, huge, huge comeback. I have all. I don't. Okay, I can't say I have all, but I know I have pretty much base set one, base set two, Jungle, Fossil, Team Rocket, um, like all like the original Pokemon. Obviously I'm missing some holos, some more of the expensive cards. My younger son Carter, which you'll see him around. He liking the live. Thank you guys, much appreciate all that support. He's real big into Pokemon cards, so I mean we have probably thousands of Pokemon cards around the house. I mean it's still huge. It's the nostalgia for sure. Number 30 was Teletubbies. Wasn't my thing. I think there he is on TikTok. Um, nice, nice. Not a huge fan of Teletubbies. Wasn't really my thing. I don't know if I was a little too old when Teletubbies came out, but I know they were huge. It was I mean, a sensation like Teletubbies was. It's nostalgia for sure. Just wasn't my thing. Pogo ball. Okay, I remember this thing. I remember the pogo ball. I don't even know. I may have even like played on one at one point in time. Um, but it kind of just reminds me of like exercise equipment. uh, so I don't really remember too much of the pogo ball. But I mean, obviously, it was just a ball with a platform around it. Stood on it, squeezed it with your feet, and jumped. Seemed like there was a lot of like bouncing toys, jumping on toys back in the '90s for sure. 28 kids toys, hoppity horse. I don't I don't specifically remember hoppity horse, but I do remember like these balls. It just had the handles on the front, and you would bounce on them. They were like like almost like exercise balls with handles on them, and maybe a little thicker rubber. I don't specifically remember hoppity horse. I wish I had a hoppity horse, because it definitely look these kids here look like they're having an absolute blast on hoppity horse. Uh, but yeah, I do remember these. Unfortunately, not a cool horse version. Skip, I do remember Yu-Gi-Oh! I actually still have Yu-Gi-Oh! Magic and Pokemon from my childhood. I never got into like any of the gameplay stuff, but I was just a collector. But I do somewhere at my parents, I have all my original Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. I haven't found them. I still have my original Pokemon, but yes, I was definitely into Yu-Gi-Oh! And I was into all the card collecting back then. I appreciate the likes and the support there on TikTok. Thank you guys. But moving on, 27 Space Jam. It seems like there's just a lot of random action figures on here. I don't. I mean, Space Jam. I love the movie Space Jam. I don't remember playing with any Space Jam toys or anything like that. Maybe like they had like McDonald's ones or something along the lines. Um, but Space Jam, I don't. I don't remember like playing with Space Jam toys specifically, but hopefully somebody does, and hopefully this is bringing back a lot of nostalgia for you guys. All right, 26. Oh, went too far. Hacky sacks. I mean, they're still around. It's still a thing. I remember having we used to bring hacky sacks in elementary school and have like hacky sack corners in the like the or yeah in like the corner of like the recess area. There like four or five of us sit there and pretend like we knew what we were doing, try to kick this little hacky sack thing around. Thought we were cool. The hacky sacks are still around. I mean, there's still people that are pretty awesome and can do some pretty cool like hacky sack tricks, I guess. But yeah, definitely a good time with the hacky sack corners at recess. 25. Here we go. Go worms. What the heck is a go worm? Hmm. This the Squirmin' and Squiggling race. Uh, so it was a board game where you raced worms. I don't know. Again, this is going to be one on the list that I know nothing about, but again, hopefully it brings the nostalgia for somebody out there. The Talk Boy. Okay, so obviously Home Alone made this Talk Boy famous as heck. I personally never had one. I had a Yak Back, which was like the little handheld Talk Boy thing. It definitely didn't have the cool features like a Talk Boy had, but Home Alone definitely put this one on the map. Let's see, Gak. Okay, the Nickelodeon Gak. It was just like what slime in a fancy little plastic tube. I vaguely remember this. Again, I believe it was just slime in a fancy tube. I appreciate everybody on TikTok. Man, look at the love. 6K likes over on TikTok. Thank you guys. Much appreciated. If I keep looking down, you see me look up, down. You guys, if I haven't explained it, here you go. I don't know. I had to request TikTok access again on my desktop, so I had to stream from my phone. I started streaming my phone. The mic I had plugged in my phone was dead. Long story short, here we are. There you guys are. There's everybody else. Welcome. Number 22 on the list, Sonic Mountain Quest. What, this was a board game? Maybe? I don't know. I don't remember Sonic board games, or specifically this one. I mean, I played Sonic like video games, and I mean, obviously, there's gonna be like when you have something popular such as Sonic and other things like that, they're gonna have tons and tons of different kind of toys and accessories, toys, all all that kind of stuff. Spud gun. What the heck is a spud gun? A potato shooter. What? Where was I? Where was I when the spud gun was around? Why do I not remember this? What? I'm gonna have to look this up after the podcast and see what exactly a spud gun is. But that looks. I mean, I remember like potato cannons. You see, PVC pipe or whatever, lighter fluid or whatever it was, boom, shooting off like potato cannons. But I don't remember the spud gun. But I mean, from the looks of it, this thing looks a lot older than like the '90s. I don't know. This looks like a toy from like the '70s. Number 20, the Dream Phone. Let's see. This is definitely another one for the girls. I think this is the one, if I remember correctly. Again, all my cousins were girls, and I don't know if they ever had this stuff, but I do remember seeing commercials for it. I think you would like put in the cards and dial a number or something, and you could pretend to talk to celebrities or something. I don't know. Ladies out there, help me on this one. I don't remember anything. I don't know how the Dream Phone worked, but I'm almost for certain that's how this one was. You'd put those, like the little card thing that's in her hand, you'd put it in the phone, call in. You could like have fake conversations. They would like talk, say random phrases or something along those lines. I'm almost for certain. All right. 19, the big wheel. I mean, I I don't know if I ever had a big wheel. I remember riding a big wheels before, but I don't know if it was specifically mine. Again, this was something for like ages like, 5 and under. So like my memories from 5 and under are very few and far between. But the big wheel, I mean, it's just a classic. It's a staple classic of the '90s. And the nostalgia that rolls in for somebody on this would definitely be awesome because I mean, I think so. They have like adult big wheels now for sure, for sure have adult big wheels. And if I had one, I would ride it for sure. Number 18, Chinese checkers. I do remember this. I remember playing Chinese checkers. I used to have, I think it was something like this. It had like the double board or something. You could play Chinese checkers on one side, flip it over and play like regular checkers or a different board game on the other side. Not 100% specifically sure, but I do remember you just, you started out with all your colors on one point of the star, and you had to, I don't know, make it to the other side or make it to another color, or I, we probably just made up our own rules to be honest with you. Yeah, 17, the Magic 8 Ball. It was, I don't even, would you consider the Magic 8 Ball a toy? I mean, I guess. Uh, was it just something cool? Yeah, it was. Did I cut mine open to figure out what was inside and everything? Yeah. And in case you're wondering, and I don't know, maybe this is not for every Magic 8 Ball, but the Magic 8 Ball is actually not full of stuff. There's actually just a little container on the inside. It's a hollow ball with a container of like weird liquid and that little dice thing in there. It's not actually full like I thought it would be. Oh, what happened? Come on. Why does it make me confirm my live? Yes, I'm good. There you go. Thank you. I'm still here. Much appreciated, TikTok, for letting me know. All right. So, I mean, again, you'd shake it. Most times it would just tell you no or you're wrong. And it was wrong. Lincoln Logs. I don't know if I don't remember me specifically having Lincoln Logs, but I know like one of my aunts or great aunts or somebody did, maybe even my grandma. And I remember building them. It wasn't. I don't have too many fond memories of Lincoln Logs, but I know they were huge. Uh, Wait, this charming log cabin is listed for 425,000. Oh, okay, he's just being funny. Okay. I thought they were being serious, but I know Lincoln Logs were definitely a huge toy. Again, I think Lincoln Logs were even before the '90s. It seems like yeah, we played with a lot of this stuff in the '90s, but I think a lot of this came out like before the '90s. Like I feel like Lincoln Logs was definitely something that came out like the '60s. But still a great toy to play with. Very nostalgic. Build your log cabins, build you all kind of stuff with the Lincoln Logs. 15, Monopoly. I mean, Monopoly is. I mean, to this day, there's probably like a bazillion versions of Monopoly. Did we ever play correctly? No. Did it always take 3 days to continue or to finish a game? Yeah. Was it too long and you just made up your own rules and did whatever you wanted? Heck yeah. Because Monopoly, I mean, as cool as it was, the dang game took forever to finish playing, but still pretty fun. And I still don't know how the houses and stuff works. I appreciate all the love on TikTok. Thank you guys very much. Much, much, much appreciated. Getting through the list right along. Silly Putty at number 14. Silly Putty was cool. I remember you take Silly Putty, you could, like it shows in the picture, you could put it on like or not magazines, put it on the newspaper, and it would actually pull the ink off the newspaper and it would like copy it onto the Silly Putty. Probably one of the coolest things to excuse me, to do with the Silly Putty was put it on the newspapers, take it, and you could put it on like the outside of the egg container that it came in. It would like do the imprint of Silly Putty, which was pretty cool. Thank you for all the likes. We're almost at 7K likes on TikTok. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate all the love on Twitch and YouTube as well. You guys are very, very awesome. Thank you very much. 13, a Candyland. We still have Candyland, obviously not the original one, but we still play Candyland from time to time. I mean, just don't. What was it? What was it? The peppermint. Don't pull the peppermint card where you had to go all the way back to the beginning. But Candyland is definitely, the nostalgia is there for the '90s for sure. Twister, another board game. Twister was pretty cool. I don't know if I still have Twister or not. I mean, left foot, right foot, left hand, right hand, spin the colors. You had to put them. Everybody got twisted around. I mean, it was a fun game. Definitely had to be careful. It was fun to see how you get yourself all twisted up and stuff. But Twister is definitely nostalgic there. Operation, one of those games that just pissed you off all the time because no matter how hard you tried, definitely as a kid, it was real hard getting the dang things out. But Operation was definitely a fun game. Just, one of those irritating, like, I didn't touch the edges type, just punch the dude root in his red nose type game. But still nostalgic and very, very awesome game. Number 10. We're at 10 already on the list. Where are we at? Oh, okay. There we go. Not too bad. All right. Number 10 here on the list. Clue. I just made a Clue reference last night when cooking a Clue joke, like the butler did it in the kitchen with a knife. Um, I didn't. So I remember playing Clue, like kind of like as a teen. Uh, I mean, it was fun, trying to guess the killer, the tool that they used, and what room they did it in. I mean, it's still a classic game. Clue is, it's still fun. Not as long as Monopoly for sure, but still a fun game. Number 9 is Jenga. I used to play Jenga all the time with my parents. I remember Jenga. I think they still have it, like the original like red box. I don't remember. I think ours were like plastic pieces though. I didn't have like the wood Jengas, but I think Jenga's still a thing. They have like huge like life size Jenga games and stuff. Pretty sweet. Number 8, Uno. We still play Uno around here a lot. Uno is very nostalgic. There's so many different types of Uno as well. Again, Uno, that classic card game everybody loves. 7, Bop It. Let me see if I can remember what my Bop It record was. I can't. To be honest with you, I'm never gonna remember what it was. But Bop It, I had Bop It. They had the regular Bop It, and then there was what? There was a different Bop It. It like looked like a steering wheel almost. I remember I had that Bop It as well. They had like little handheld Bop Its and stuff. I mean, Bop It, twist it, pull it. I mean, if you, I'm sure everybody remembers that that annoying Bop It guy. Let's see, Cabbage Patch Dolls, another one for my ladies out there. I don't know. Again, I wasn't into Cabbage Patch Dolls. I know they're collector's items. I believe now. I'm sure there's some Cabbage Patch Dolls that go for like crazy amounts of money. Um, I think I think one of my cousins had a Cabbage Patch Dolls, like two of them. I remember two of them in a box, something like that. Again, just the nostalgia for you there. Number 5, the House Burner Downer. I'm just kidding. The Easy Bake Oven. I mean, if you ever cooked something with a really hot light bulb, this was the way to do it. I don't specifically. I think one of my buddies had like an Easy Bake, like the not an actual. I don't know. It was something like this, where I mean, you cook like cookies and brownies and stuff. They weren't very good, and they seemed to always burn-ish. But I mean, eating anything that was cooked with a light bulb. I mean, yeah, you'll be all right, right? Number four, I mean, Play-Doh. Actually, the one that's actually on here, the Fun Factory thing, I did actually have. I don't know if it was that specific one. I know I had like the salon one where you had little dudes and you could push them down on like the salon chairs and their hair would grow. You had the shape pusher where you could push out different shapes. I mean, endless, endless, endless fun and nostalgia with Play-Doh there. Still to this day, Play-Doh's huge, and they probably have so many different things now than they did back then. All right. Coming in, rounding up number three is Furbies. Furbies were awesome. Welcome, welcome, everybody on TikTok. Thank you. Much love. Um, Furbies were definitely awesome. They were creepy because they would like talk without batteries and like they would just like wake up in the middle of the night when you were sleeping. The creepiest little things ever. And I do remember who was it? Was it the Jerky Boys or somebody did a prank phone call about the Furbies to Walmart? How it was like saying demonic stuff. Oh man, look that one up. That'll bring back some nostalgia for you. I believe it was the Jerky Boys. The Furby prank phone calls. That's hilarious. But number two on the list, the Beanie Babies. Um, I didn't collect Beanie Babies. I know a lot of people did. I know a lot of people were really big into Beanie Babies and probably still are. I know at one point in time, the one couple Beanie Babies were worth like a ton of money. I don't know if they still are, but I know it's still a huge collecting thing. And I remember getting the toys from McDonald's and stuff, like little Beanie Baby toys and stuff. Beanie Babies are definitely one of the huge nostalgia things from the 90s. I remember, I think that I don't know how real this was, but it was like on like one of those court shows where like the people like were getting a divorce and like they were literally sitting there separating each of their Beanie Babies in a collection or something. I don't know. Beanie Babies are definitely nostalgic for sure. And to finish up, number one on the list, of course, the Barbie dolls. I mean, Barbie's still huge. I'm sure every girl in the 90s growing up wanted a Barbie, had a Barbie, needed the Barbie, everything Barbie for sure. I mean, still to this day, I'm sure Barbie's still around. I'm sure it may not be as popular, but definitely get out of here, Bug. Definitely was one of the nostalgic things from the 90s. But get out of here, Bug. Dang fly in here. Um, for sure for the girls out there, the Barbie dolls. Well, that's it. That wraps up. I didn't even think we were going to get through the whole list of 100 things, but here we are. We made it to the end, and I appreciate every single one of you who has stopped by, who has liked the live, who's been on Twitch, followed, uh, Tik, yeah, no, sorry, YouTube and TikTok as well. You guys are all very much appreciated, and I am so thankful for each and every one of you. But this is the end. This is where it is. That was the top 100 toys from the 90s. I thank you all again for stopping by. But for now, that will be it. And until next time, everybody, stay fresh, stay fly, and keep it 90s, my friends. Peace.